refuses to comment.
Oh, Charlie, they should rework the constitution so that the presidency is transferable by height. You understand?
Take it alone.
Anyway, good afternoon, gentlemen. Yeah. Great. Uncle Ken, how was the week?
Not too bad this week. Yes, I am getting a lot of political entertainment.
Political entertainment.
Yes,
I like that.
And I'm enjoying it. You know, I'm learning a lot as things go by. And as a friend of mine said, it's premium entertainment. Yeah, he thinks it's premium. And I enjoy it. So I'm living it up.
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be. It's just your team that is not helping you. But we'll deal with that one later.
I've admitted that.
but last week I warned you.
No. Last week you mentioned the game we were going to have with you.
Yes.
And that game, we were not that bad.
Well, neither were you that good.
Unfortunately, we didn't win that game.
You were not that good either.
Yes, agreed. Because we haven't been that good over a period of
That
time.
is the problem.
I accept that. But we will bounce back. Don't worry.
All right. Maybe you need a bit of the lamp in Chelsea to shine on you.
That lamp has no kerosene.
Akuffo-Addo, which team do you support internationally?
International?
Yes, internationally.
He supports Liverpool.
No, definitely not. Most likely Manchester United.
Actually, I support two teams.
Which one and which
the
one?
EPL.
Okay.
Arsenal, my original team. So I have a good heart for Arsenal.
They are like 11th or so.
Absolutely.
They are heading towards relegation.
But when ACN came, he moved us a lot into Chelsea.
You see?
You're one of those.
Oh, okay. You're one of those who followed ACN too.
So I'm both Arsenal and Chelsea. But when Arsenal and Chelsea playing, I support Arsenal.
Okay.
you love guns.
And now that Thomas Partey is there,
it's even better.
Somehow, and the way Chelsea is behaving,
I hear.
I think it's back to baton.
I actually hear men who support Arsenal make the best husbands because you are patient.
Top official refuses to come.
Your patience level is legendary. Rasta, how's your week?
I think it's been eventful. Yeah, considering the number of close family, friends who mark their birthdays.
Okay.
And Tiny, Alecha himself.
My man. Oh.
And then I think Mugi's did his yesterday.
Oh, I see.
And Mugi's has been with me up on the rage the whole week.
I bore you people. I was there yesterday, I was there today, and you didn't invite me.
No, this one was different. I mean, something happened yesterday which I think was quite remarkable.
Okay.
You know, Mugi's was like, Charlie, listen, I don't want to do no party, no loud, no anything. And it just so turns out that we got a ram, you know, just family. And then we did our grills. And then, lo and behold, just in the evening, Whiskey, Payday, Efia, that vibes can promise. Like family, no stress, just that close-knit, intimate situation. And I mean, whilst we are at it, we would have to also acknowledge the role that 3 Music Awards did to bless the occasion. Yeah, so we give thanks to Mr. Deborah of Aruba, and Kweku Igan and Mr. Howard.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually hosted, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been quite eventful, and we give thanks. Yeah.
Beautiful. That was great. Oh, Mr. Daka, welcome to our studios again.
Thank you very much.
It's been a while. It's been over a year since you were here.
Actually, the last time I was here, I was with Kwame.
Yes.
Uncle Ken.
Yes, exactly. But it was in the other studio.
Yes, I think the other studio.
Yeah.
The smaller one.
The smaller one, yeah. The Hemcoup.
Yes, I think that was the last time I was here.
The one like Hits FM.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, I'm sure Mike is listening. Welcome to civilization. Yeah. How do you find our ultra modern new studio?
I think it looks good. It looks quite good.
Ultra modern.
Yeah.
I like the
Exactly.
Multi-system, if I can
Yeah.
put it that way, character of the place.
Yeah, you can touch the screen over here and you'll be
it's
talking
like-
to Donald Trump.
It's like magic, eh?
Yeah, if you touch
No,
it, you can talk to
but-
Trump.
Now I can see myself. Is that me?
Yeah,
that's
that's
you.
you. Very, very you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But George,
Yes, Uncle Ken.
Akunu has not said it all. He raised an issue with me immediately he sat down.
Okay. Which
But
was?
He hasn't said that.
Uncle Ken.
Which was?
I want him to say it himself.
Please go ahead, sir.
Which one is it?
Akunu said to me as he sat down that, oh, the seating arrangement is too close. Did you not say that?
I did. I said so.
Exactly.
I thought.
Exactly.
I thought it was a little.
Too close.
Too
Yeah,
close.
because of the prevailing conditions.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
thought I could space it a little more.
A bit
But
more.
I think that we are all in our masks.
Yes.
Yes.
And I can see a sanitizer here.
Exactly.
And we are not touching and so on. So
And I'm far away.
you are lucky. That's why I'm not.
Very, very, very far away.
Yeah,
Yes,
so,
yes.
I think we'll make do.
We'll make
so that
do with
will
it.
have maybe your guests that come in.
Exactly.
Make, you know.
Yeah.
They do it very nicely on the one they do in the mornings with Ladi.
Yeah, that's a news file.
News file.
Exactly.
I think they have
exactly.
just two people.
No, that is for TV. That comes in from the television
for
studio.
TV,
Yes,
because of-
and it's beamed live on radio.
No, but,
so.
but the principle.
Yes, yes.
The
principle is
and
the
the,
idea.
and the others had come in through Zoom.
Exactly. Exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly.
So
I agree. But
Yeah.
George, with the studio setting,
Yes.
do you know what I love most?
Tell me.
When you watch the football discussions
Yes.
on Sky Sports. And
Very
on,
spaced,
on
huh?
DSTV,
Yeah,
Very
very
spaced.
You
Yeah.
see the way they're spaced.
Very
out. They
spaced.
Don't even wear masks.
Very spaced.
But
Yeah.
they're so spaced.
Yeah.
out
They wouldn't
and
need to.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
That I mean, it just looks nice.
Yes.
I think we can replicate the same.
Anyway,
something to think about.
something to think about. We'll see what we can do. Showbiz A to Z is proudly brought to you by MTN. That's Ghana's most reliable mobile telecommunications network. MTN everywhere you go. And High Five Choco Malt. That's the new normal. And early on, we were talking about, how the Americans were able to bring the creative art into the inauguration. I don't know what's your take on that. Because, look, I made a post on Facebook as I was watching that. And I intimated that, look, if it were here, we would either see Agbaja, Banlogo, or Bobobo, or some kind of our traditional dance. What is wrong with also flaunting some of our talent that are known? Because, look, let's not kid ourselves. We have talents that are known globally. America also has its culture. They have their traditional stuff that they do. And they knew they had those, but they still left those behind and went for Lady Gaga, J-Lo, and those ones because the world knows them. So one would say they put their best foot forward. How come we don't ever do that?
Well, what I'll say in terms of an initial commentary on that is that what you saw there was American culture.
Mm-hmm. Well, in a way, yes,
No,
exactly.
that was American culture.
yeah.
And they were putting that forward. And Americans will do that all the time. You watch their movie, you find a flag somewhere, you find something. There's something about their nation. So they'll do that all the time. And it's integral. You don't even notice it sometimes. It's not like an addition or some decoration and so on.
Yeah.
It's integral to the program. And it's central to it, if you ask me. So we do that. Here, I think it's the attitude. We see it as an afterthought. We see it in quotes, entertainment.
Yeah.
We see it, I always make this point to people all the time that, it's when the president of some other country is coming and they say, where are the cultural people? And they are looking for the Ghana Dance Ensemble.
Exactly.
The National Dance Company or something.
Yeah.
And then there is a conference, they bring them to come and, play something in front of the hall, and play some Adoa and so on in front of the hall. And then, at the end, and so, or maybe one performance be, and then, the worst part of it is how even they showcase that on news. I don't want to mention it in a TV station.
Yeah.
But they have a way of just, after then they bring them one line,
Yeah.
and then, they move on. It's the attitude that people have to the sector. It's not central to our lives. And we see it plainly as entertainment. And also because of the way we ourselves handle it.
Yeah.
And we present ourselves, So I guess it's part of the discussion we are going to have. But, the arts should be central to our lives. They are expressions, fine. Americans, they do it. And not only America. I mean, they do all that, other countries.
Yeah.
Because they understand what it means.
Yeah.
and what that presents out there as,
Yeah.
as expressions, as ideas that influence the world, and so on. I remember I just saw when you were doing, is it A to Z? What do you call it? You're doing some new-
the showbiz this week.
and this is Joy FM. And Joy FM, 2 or 3 of those items were on the United States.
Yeah.
That's the influence, and this is a prime radio station, So they know how to do it. In that way, the entire world picks it up and does it, And we can do the same. We just have to, pay some attention to it, make sure it's part of our, national planning and so on. But unfortunately, I'm afraid we don't respect it.
I like exactly where you're coming from. Uncle Ken,
Yeah.
isn't that why over the years people have opined strongly that if you're going to put somebody in a leadership position for the tourism and arts, pick somebody from the space, somebody who understands so that he can think alongside what Akuffo-Addo has just opined?
George, you're pushing me into a different topic.
No, I am not. It's still in the same
I
line.
want to still stay in
The safe lane.
that lane of
Okay, you
America.
finish, then we'll come to that space.
We'll come
Yes,
to this
yes,
one.
go ahead,
But
yeah.
that space that you
Yeah.
raised about America showcasing its talent
Yeah.
and Ghanaians not doing same.
Oh, I'm not saying we're not doing
No,
same. I'm
but what
saying
was
we
the
saw
post?
a talent.
The
How?
post.
Yeah, the post that I put.
Yeah.
Would you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay, one sec. The posts. This morning, I don't know if anybody experienced what happened to Facebook. Facebook logged me
Oh,
out.
yeah. I had to.
You also had to log
Yeah,
in?
yeah.
Okay, I thought I was being hacked. Apparently, it was from them. Okay, this was the post. And I said, and that, my people, the devil is... Okay, there it is. And that, my dear countrymen and women, is how you empower your creative art. You flaunt some of your top-notch stars at national events with global impact. Not only Kwanlogo Adoa and Agbaja dancers during national ceremonies. I'd love to see an Efia collabo with Kiddy to perform the national anthem or any song with national relevance at our Independence Day anniversary celebrations. Well done, Lady Gaga, J-Lo. Beautiful performances at the inauguration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. What I did not like with your post was your first part. Not only Adwa and Banlogo and things. I think the Adwa and the Banlogo or the indigenous Ghanaian dance or song that we normally showcase in our functions, it's good enough. I agree, however, with saying that top acts like Efia and others who can sing the national anthem the way the Americans
So in
do it.
addition to those,
Yeah.
that's what you are
Yes,
opining.
in
Okay,
addition
okay,
to those,
okay.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Uncle Ken, that's the same thing I said. That's why I said
think
not
that's what you meant.
only. Exactly. It means
I-
those ones are there. So not only those ones.
I understand.
Yeah,
I accept.
that's exactly.
what you
Yeah,
meant
that's exactly what I
with,
meant.
with
Yeah.
your post.
Yeah.
Because reading it again
Yeah.
gave me the same. On
Yeah.
initial reading, I thought, what you're talking about.
That we shouldn't. I
That
never said we shouldn't do
yes,
them.
but you
That's
didn't.
us. Yeah.
You didn't.
Yeah.
So, in addition to that, I think it will be lovely
Yeah.
to showcase some of our talents.
Yeah.
You know, vocal talents of people who can sing the national anthem
Absolutely.
so well. That I agree.
Great poets
100%.
like Kwame Rasta. Yeah, imagine
Exactly,
Kwame
the
Rasta.
poets,
You
you
know, I mean,
our very own chief.
yes, Chief Moomin.
Moomin.
And Akuffo-Addo, if these people were given a chance to eulogize the former president at his funeral, you would marvel at the kind
I
of
know.
performance
I know.
that they would put up. You know?
No, the creative talent prowess we have in this country is enormous, and I don't think that we've used them enough or we've given opportunity for them to excel.
Yeah.
No, they do. I mean, we have talent in this country, particularly of the younger generation that we've not even
Exactly.
looked at.
Exactly.
And fine. I mean, Adoa, Palongo, Achiambeko, and all that, they are good enough. I mean,
Yeah.
the contest is good. They can be creatively also done and presented.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
and we have choreographers
Exactly.
and,
Exactly.
and so
Fantastic
on who can
choreographers.
present them
Yeah.
in ways in which, because we are lifting them from the traditional context.
Yeah.
We are putting, it's good to present,
Yeah.
but you can also creatively do all kinds of things with them.
Exactly.
And so on. And you achieve the same purpose because that is expression.
Exactly.
And that's the dynamic of
Oh,
expression.
exactly.
So
Let me hear Rasta's take on this one. I mean, you have followed a lot of these, events and stuff. Do you feel some of us have been left out?
Yes, to begin with, I would rather see a Pan Logo Adoa exhibition on any such occasion.
Correct.
Than say a Miss
instead
V
of a
performing
pop-
the national
yes.
anthem?
And my reason being, listen, our cultural exhibitions and the craft and arts of it over the years, but for these occasions, we don't even know they are there. But for these, set much the inaugural occasions, the Ghana at 40, the opening of the Can 2008, Can 2000, when we had those giant
2004,
drums on the Accra Sports Stadium.
Rasta, I beg to differ that we do not know that these dances and stuff exist.
Let me put it this way, George.
Yes,
when
then
I'm saying
that- I'm saying that,
Then
you
I'm
see-
not getting you. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
For instance, this American situation, this
Yeah.
American event.
Yeah.
It was a great opportunity for us to get to know of the lady poet who did the yeoman's
Amanda
job,
Gorman.
and then Gaga and
J-Lo.
J-Lo are well established
Yeah.
pop acts.
yeah.
But can you imagine the reverse in our situation, giving the platform to a chief movement or myself,
Yeah.
or Ochame Kwesi Ekufu,
Yeah.
or what's his name, or the Asari?
That's for the poetry.
For poets.
That's fine.
Now I'm saying that
Yeah.
that is if the world's lens is on Ghana for any such occasion. If the
Well, world's
African
lenses are
Union,
going to
for
be on
instance,
Ghana for the late
if the
former
African
president's
Union, for
funeral.
instance, is hosting a conference at the National Theatre,
Yeah.
the international media will be present. Now, I would rather a situation where we sell the art forms that have not had the highlights or have not had enough airing on TV or play on radio. That bit of us, that is uniquely Ghanaian.
No, Kwame, not to cut you, but then it means you're not getting my point. And I think that was the point. I couldn't like sort of agreed with what I was saying. You see, we have so many festivals in this country. Our festivals celebrate these acts that you claim we do not get to see every day. Have you ever heard about the Day of the Dead festival before?
No, I haven't.
Day of the Dead is a festival in Mexico. I think this year it's going to be on the 2nd of November or so. I mean, if you have an opportunity, if maybe around that time COVID is dead and you can travel, go experience Day of the Dead festival or watch James Bond Spectre. Yeah, in the first opening scenes, there's a depiction of the Day of the Dead festival. You know, they acted it around Day of the Dead festival. You see, you haven't heard about the Day of the Dead festival before, but it's huge. And a lot of things happen during the Day of the Dead festival. Point I'm trying to make is that our festivals are big. When you hear Hogbetutu, you hear Akwesidae, you hear and all those things and all that. I mean, our festivals are big, and all these dances and stuff are regular. They are there, and there are tons of documentaries that have been done on a number of these, festivals and
Yes, but
stuff.
they've been shelved.
Hold on,
George.
shelved where?
We don't even know where. That's how sorry the situation is. George, listen. You see the giant drums at which is being
National
held at
Theatre,
the
yeah.
National Theatre.
Yeah,
You and I was there when the owner of Umoja
yeah,
was appreciating
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Now, it turns out that the man who actually carved those giant drums doesn't want to be out there any longer because he is heartbroken for lack of appreciation. His name is Joe Osei. He's hidden somewhere in the
Kumasi, yeah.
Yes,
I know.
Yeah,
yes. And he doesn't even want to speak to it. Now, how many people have gotten the opportunity to see that or to know that we have the biggest drums? And this is according to Madam Chola. She says that she's gone all over the world, and these giant drums are the biggest in the world, in
Yeah.
her opinion. This is a South
She
African.
said the biggest talking drums.
Yes. You see?
Yeah.
So the point again is these hidden drums remain wherever they are in the National Theatre. If during our 7th January
ceremonial occasion.
Yes.
ceremonial occasion, they were outdoored and they were used to express our talk or the way the talking drums are used. It offers an opportunity for anybody to even hire his services or even appreciate him, or for even his family to know that this is what our grandfather did. If you give that opportunity to an Irene Logan or a Fia or Becca, I would be excited. But the point is, what new thing are we going to sell to the world that J-Lo can't do to her folks?
Okay, again, that is where you are not getting me. I didn't say we shouldn't do it at all. You understand? All I'm saying is that we do it. It is what we've been doing constantly.
You're saying we should share it. We should.
Not even share it. Just drop one in.
I'm saying that
You
one
understand?
N.
Because hold on. Because something like and I remember when Jack Ma came to Ghana, was it last 2 years? You know, there was an African Heroes Summit or something that was done, you know, and as one of the events that Charterhouse organized, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Yaya, the musician, did the national anthem, and it was beautiful. You understand? There were other performances that were done. I think the National Dance Company also did a performance. It's okay. All I'm saying is that let the world also have an opportunity to hear, oh, who was that lad Beyonce did a collaboration with? Oh, it was Shatawale, and Shatawale came to perform General Assassin. Unusual, different. How hard is that?
It shouldn't be hard, but then again, because of the way I would say marginalizing quotes that these art forms are suffering, I would rather the few slots that the world is looking at us, we exhibit these ones. Because you see, in the 70s, in this town, a high life legend was supposed to sing the national anthem during an OAU summit here.
Right.
They found him somewhere in Watu going to buy jot or something. Listen, he was jailed for it in this town. Yes, it is. I just don't want to mention his name. Irene Logan. No, I've mentioned her name, so I won't. Listen, I'm saying that, please, if you are citing these, and even with the American situation, if you look at the profiles of the three topmost acts that are, provoking the
conversation,
the poets, the two pop acts, look at their profiles: Black, Latino, Caucasian. Now, America aftermath Trump needs this kind of profile.
Very carefully chosen.
Yeah. There's a science behind it.
Very.
So
and the same way, I'll need you. You are a creative through and through. You need to listen to that poem again. That poem,
George, please,
was everything.
It is. It's supposed to be anyway.
Yeah.
Again, considering the season and the time, if Ghana is having a 7th January situation, we can also couch ours and select from within the depths of our culture and tradition to highlight or to portray the essence of the day. And I'm saying that I would rather a situation where our choreographers and our thinkers, the iconoclasts, look at a situation where it would better propel a situation that involves.
So for you, we should leave out the Miss V's, the Fias and co, and continue to do the Kwan Logo and Agbaja. That's what you are saying, in summary.
Because it is Ghanaian.
GQ, this city will not go the way of the US in organizing such events because in this country, these events are organized by party and government. In the US, it's state-organized event. That's Charles and Legon. Akuno, is that another part of the problem?
I mean, you are in production.
Yes, I am.
I'm in production.
Yes.
And you know that, look, we did something in 2007, if you remember, in Elmina.
Yeah.
You know, to commemorate, I think, the 200th anniversary of the
slave trade. Yeah.
And so on.
Yeah.
And we I work together with you guys and so on. It's sometimes the people behind it.
Yeah.
And how creatively they deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time the state protocol that organizes it. And sometimes there's a standard formula, you know, and they'll go for the National Dance Company, they go for this and so on and so forth. What I'm saying is that it's possible to use any of these artists also, right, and creatively present them.
Yes, that's the point.
In a way that will reflect the ethos.
Yeah.
Right, that reflect the ethos. Right. I agree completely with Kwame.
Yeah.
About showcasing our arts. You know, and use the opportunity because the cameras are there and so on and so forth. But I'm also saying that it is possible to creatively present, you know, sometimes let me say this, I mean, because I've also worked in government, sometimes people are scared about the unknown.
So they don't even want to venture.
They don't know what will
What
happen,
might turn out? What might come
how
out?
it will turn out. Like.
And I remember somebody, when I put the post on Facebook, somebody said, "You want us to go and put a fear there?" Then, God bless our homeland. EFYA. I said, "Come on."
Yeah.
No musician would go and do that.
Yeah.
You know.
And it comes out of rehearsals.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
comes out of the discipline of rehearsals. It comes out of the creativity and understanding of what it is and so on. And you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, let me give you an example. We rehearsed this big production that was being showcased into the UK.
Yeah.
This was in Elmina. This was a big
Yeah,
ceremony.
I remember.
Huge one.
Yeah.
With President Akuffo and everybody
Yes.
there.
And I think at some point we even brought in Obuo
Well,
and
Obuo and Professor Anyido Ho.
Ho.
Just
There was
all
a
those type of
collaboration.
combinations
Obuo,
to
who
show,
would think
you know?
that Obuo should be on an event like that?
Exactly.
Delivering poetry with
And it was
Professor
that.
Anyido Ho.
And
And it was beautiful.
celebrating,
Yeah.
You know, with Hugh Masekela.
Yes, with
and
Hugh
so on and so
Masekela and
forth.
co. Yeah. And
Now
Aman
listen
Ziba
to
and
me,
co.
what happened? And this again, the scare.
Yeah.
And this had been produced, rehearsed,
Yeah.
you know, for television and so
Yeah.
on. And then all of a sudden, I saw an artist, I don't want to mention the name, walk on stage and started strumming with Konimu.
Yeah.
I went ballistic. I said, what the hell is happening?
How did you get here?
How did you get here? And the person was in shining clothes
Yeah.
and so on. And we're commemorating 200th anniversary.
It was almost a funeral.
Exactly. You know, and we're celebrating that. And this was this. And then the person goes and
Yeah.
started strumming. Boom, 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 boom. So I said, what? So I rushed backstage. I said, come on, get off stage,
I
get off
remember.
stage. And then the person, I said, why did you say, oh, Konimo is my friend.
Friend.
I play with him
Yeah.
all the time. You know, so sometimes just say,
Was that George Pratt?
no, I'm not mentioning.
No, we are not mentioning him. This was at the Elmina Castle,
No,
by
it's
the
not
way.
Elmina Castle.
No,
This is
yeah.
2007,
It was
long
Elmina
time
Castle,
ago.
yeah.
You know, so, you know,
One of the most difficult productions.
Oh,
Oh my
absolutely.
goodness.
You know,
The
but
sun.
yeah, but it was done.
Yeah.
But the point about it, so people are not sometimes also scared
Yeah.
about what will happen. You know, but it's out of rehearsals and discipline.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes some of our artists, as we talk about also, is the way we present ourselves and we conduct ourselves that make people afraid
Yeah.
of what we'll do on that day.
Yeah.
You know, but any of those things that you saw there on the 46th, sorry,
The inauguration.
inauguration,
Yeah. Had been
have
over rehearsed.
rehearsed to time.
Yeah.
Nothing been left to chance.
Yeah.
There is a producer, there is a
Yeah.
director,
Yeah.
there is a
Sometimes
stage
multiple
manager.
directors.
Yeah.
Absolutely, everything.
There was a backup
There's
for
a
the
script-
backups backup.
There's a script person and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So everything that you saw there rehearsed
To the letter. Yeah.
Scripted.
Yeah.
You know, nothing by chance. You're not going to mess around at that time.
Anyway. Yes. Yes. So
quickly.
we can get on. Yeah.
Yes, I happened to work on a production with a United Nations agency that sponsored one of our female musicians to sing the national anthem before a Ghana World Cup qualifier in
Yeah.
Kumasi. Now, we did everything. She was supposed to perform with the sax guy. What's his name? The guy with the braids.
Steve Beatty.
Steve Beatty. Listen, just before kickoff, where the match official commissioners and everything and the Blasters had rolled out and she was supposed to sing the national anthem, the Minister of State for Sports signaled that she be barred from.
Oh no.
Yes, I'm not speaking to it like 20 years ago, matter. Now saying like,
The lady should not perform.
yes.
Why?
Reason
Later,
being.
she was so distraught. I don't know if she's ever going to, recover from it. But we were so distraught, and
The reason was.
we actually rehearsed before the match.
What was the reason for
The
cancelling
reason
her
was-
performance?
Because of the ways, I mean, she might be menstruating or something.
Oh, no.
Huh?
Listen. I was standing right there on the field in this Ghana. This happened before. I think it was in 2013.
Who did you say stopped her performance?
Listen, I saw the head honcho signal. No. Then she had her microphones, the cordless microphones, and then they tuned it off. You know, you could do that from
Yeah,
the
from
bench,
the
right?
bench.
Yes. And then all of a sudden, the police band was summoned, and then bang, 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 and then we played our game, and then, yeah.
Did we win?
Yeah, it was against Zambia. I think we won by a goal to nil or something. Or we drew. I've forgotten. But the records are there. The point is, this bit about national anthem. It's so beautiful, and for me, for a female to have been, that would have been the first time. This had been sanctioned by FIFA. You just don't get into the inner perimeter of such an event.
And you cancelled it because of ways and means.
Me, I am telling
because
you,
the Juju man probably whispered into their ears, Charlie, if she performs, you lose.
Listen, I was there. You know, we say something. This is what she suffered. In fact, it was Becca.
Becca?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, Becca herself?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
We were there. I was there.
That's
I went on
heartbreaking.
it.
Good afternoon,
So,
GQ.
I mean,
Yeah.
really, so
Yeah.
sometimes you can have a blend.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I've seen some of our major artists
Yeah.
who have performed with many of these so-called traditional.
True.
Yeah,
True.
perform
They do
with
it all the
them.
time, and they
And
beautiful renditions.
You know,
yeah.
and so
Yeah.
we should not,
A good blend.
yeah, the blend. You know, we should not be afraid of it.
Yeah.
You know, and those are some of the opportunities. It's really the work of the directors and choreographers.
Exactly. Exactly. This one says, "Good afternoon, GQ. Can you just imagine Akwaboah on the keyboard and if you are singing the national anthem or a patriotic song on an occasion? We can even start from next week at former President Rawlinson's funeral event. That from Ray Parker Jr. inside McCarthy Hill. Sending that one through. You can also send your messages on 055 11 11 997 right here on Showbiz. This one says, "Hello, GQ. I remember Daughters of Glorious Jesus sang the national anthem some time ago at a national event, so it's something we can adopt. The new Minister for Arts should adopt it for national events starting 6th March. That's Amy from Dodoa. Talking about the new one, we have Dr. Ibrahim Mohammed Awal. And just by way of profile, he is the minister, or he was the minister for business development in the previous government. That is the first 4 years for Nana Akuffo-Addo. He was the former managing director of Graphic Communications Group Limited and Chase Petroleum. He is also an entrepreneur and a marketer. Was chief executive officer of Marble Group, comprising the Finder Group of newspapers, HMW Printers, Marble Consultants, and Marble Developers. Have you had the opportunity to work with him before? Do you know the man? And is he the right fit to lead our sector?
Well, this is the president's nominee, you know, for vetting and so on. Yes, I know him. I've met him not on too many occasions, but he received me very nicely. One when he was managing director of Graphic Communication Group and was minister for, is it private sector development?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, business development.
Yeah, business development. Yeah.
But
Business
yeah,
development,
we wanted him to come to one of the Ghana Culture Forum events. He's a pleasant person.
Yeah, very.
He's quite pleasant.
Yeah.
He's warm, you know, easy to assess, and so on. He's that type of person. I think that because of his background, and that could lead into our main discussion also. Because of his background, he's been in corporate management. He's been into business, marketing. He's been the marketing man of the year.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah. CIMG.
Yes,
Marketing
worked
man
in
of
the
the
oil
year.
industry.
Yeah. He's been in the
Yeah.
oil sector, as well. Yeah.
Worked in business.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that he's had anything to do with the arts or culture or anything of that sort.
Yeah, it's not
I don't
stated.
know. I don't know.
Maybe his closest stint would be as leader at Graphic Communications Group, which in a way falls within the
there's
art
media.
space. Yeah,
There's
that's media. So
Yeah.
so that
So and so
probably be his. Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. But you see, one of the major challenges of the ministry is the issue of structure and system,
Yeah.
particularly in the ministry, in relation to arts and culture. You know that for a long time, we've not had any real directorate
Yeah.
at the ministry.
Yeah.
We've at best had one person who is a focal point officer or two people.
True.
Right, and this is the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. So the cultural department in the ministry has not been developed. It's not there. I'm not sure whether you have the technocrats who are there, you know, basically are in the cultural area, you know. So I hope that he will be able to use that experience, particularly of chairing or managing or pretending upon other corporate enterprise to come and build at least a system, because you see, people don't realize that it's one of our major problems up there at the level of the architecture, because there's a weakness there in the ministry. You go there, you don't know who to talk to. And once a while you get, okay, this person is there or is in charge of culture. But, for entire ministry, you really need a directorate. You need a department. Look, we talk about the Ministry of Education.
But isn't that why they have so many agencies and arms under the ministry? I mean, I can count about 11 or so, if I'm not mistaken. So really, whatever it is that should take you to the ministry, should take you to any of these agencies, which we are going to look at their stewardship in the first four. Ghana Tourism Development Company, Pan-African Writers Association, National Folklore Board, W.E.B. Du Bois Center, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, the Ghana Museums and Monuments Board, National Theatre of Ghana, Bureau of National Languages, National Commission on Culture, Ghana Tourism Authority, Hotel Catering and Tourism Training Institute, HOTCAS. And I think even now, for the creative arts, there's the Creative Arts Council. So why would you even want to go to the ministry? Why not go to any of these?
It's because of the way power is concentrated in this country. Power is concentrated in the ministries and around the minister.
Anyway, let's finish with the person before we can come
Okay,
to the
so-
others. Yeah.
I don't know whether he has any arts inclinations or anything. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know.
Would you have preferred someone else? And if so, who did you think would have been a better fit, so to speak?
It's for the president of Ghana to decide.
No. But you are an
Yeah.
industry connoisseur. I mean, you've been around from days of Honorable Mike Gizo through Jacob Echebilamte, through all of them, Elizabeth Ofuswe-Jare, all of them. I mean, you've seen it all. Is there any name, people in the industry, aside yourself?
It's a difficult question to answer, I must say. I think that it's important for us to recognize sensibilities also. Sometimes you may have industry people who may be also there,
Yeah.
but may not have, the culture
Yeah.
of governance
Yeah.
and of management.
Yeah.
We've seen it before.
Yeah.
And you may have others also that will be there and they'll create opportunities for people to work and for the departments to work,
Yeah.
the agencies to work. So I think the decision has been made by the president, and it is my hope that the incoming minister, if he goes through parliament vetting and so on, will create an opportunity for the departments to work. So speaking about the person himself, I hope that he'll be able to make sure that they develop the system. And as I say, just linking up, there's a lot of weakness in the system.
In the system. We'll come to the system. Let me go to Uncle Ken. Uncle Ken, we sat here last week and we analyzed, or we spoke about all the gentlemen that have been put forward. We mentioned Honorable Awal Mohammed, and well, Doc has the job. You okay?
Congratulations to him.
Congratulations to him.
I mean, last week I sat here and
Yeah.
I said to you, I don't envy the president,
At all. Tough job.
particularly this term of his. There are so many issues he has to deal with, and he has to satisfy so many conditions in appointing people
Yeah.
to ministries and what have you. Mr. Awal was with the Business
Development Ministry. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, look at his ministry, the Business Development Ministry. I was listening to radio and I heard people say they never heard of anything that ministry did. But I do remember I heard a lot about helping startups.
Yeah.
with in the SMEs.
Yeah, some
you know,
seed funding and all those
funding
things. Yeah.
and all that. Now here was somebody that you've read a lot about him, being in graphic, he's a marketer and all that. So you ask yourself, why? And Akunu just said he doesn't know too much of him where the creative industry is concerned. So you ask yourself, why would the president put such a person there? And in trying to answer that question, I look back and I say, what is the focus of that ministry? What do you think the focus of that ministry is?
Yes, exactly.
The focus of that ministry is to drive tourism, for starters. Okay? You look at what happened in the first term, and you say to yourself, putting somebody like that there means we're going to be focusing on marketing the country to outsiders and that kind of thing. And I say, we, the creatives, are always going on and on and on and on about, we need somebody from our, industry to be head of the industry. But we keep forgetting that the ministry's main aim is to drive policy. Okay, now the NPP government, as Akunu rightly said, is in power. That minister has to satisfy a lot of what's in their manifesto, if anything, because that is how people will judge them. We always come up and say, what was in the manifesto? What did you do? Did you achieve any of the things you put in your manifesto? Those are the questions we always pose when we're trying to judge people as to what they have been able to achieve. And then you look at our ministry and you say, our industry. And I say to myself, the creatives, what do we espouse to the general public? I was listening to somebody argue about why the creatives are never taken seriously in the scheme of things when it comes to government policy. And he said that, what do we put out there to the general public? We are interested in putting out trivialities, nudity, beefs, when other people are seriously championing causes that would help their. Look at the parliamentarians. When they go to parliament, they try to do things to help their constituencies. We as creatives are always out there highlighting, excuse my language, a lot of the nonsense that happens in the industry, instead of focusing on what really will help us. Some of the people do, like this station, for instance, George. I mean, we do. We raise issues. Other stations raise issues. But when you go on, say, social media, for instance, to the wider world, a lot of the stuff that is put out there about the industry is not enticing enough to any serious...
Uncle Ken, not to interrupt you, but to buttress what you're saying right now. You know, when Noella was doing the Showbiz this week, and I mentioned the Cecilia Mafo and Joyce Blessing issue,
right.
I got about two messages that came in, but why are you people not discussing it? We should be discussing something like this. And I'm wondering, what for?
Because somebody interrupts a show
to collect somebody's mic and say, I've got a prophecy or something, go back to your... So that we should dedicate sensible, reasonable airtime for that.
I should come from Mampong.
Come and sit to discuss that. Instead of discussing what would help the industry.
But you see, interestingly enough, that is sensational. And there are people that love that kind of
I was just going to ask you.
Yeah.
When you decide to discuss the industry matters, What is the response like?
No, it's not. Obviously, those ones would get you wider listenership.
Thank you.
Than, or not necessarily wider. Well, Joy, we call it discerning listeners. But if you want to enter the space of the mass, those are the kind of topics you need to go for.
So Mr. Awal comes into office, and being the kind of person that he is, you've all described him. I mean, you did.
Yeah.
He's calm. Akunu also said so.
Yeah.
He's very calm. He's a very pleasant kind of person.
Yeah.
You never see him ruffled.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and that kind of thing. And he's focused, and he knows what he wants. You think he's going to be interested in dealing with things that do not have any meaning to what he wants to achieve? He won't. So before people start asking who is he, what is he going to bring, we can never tell what he's going to bring until we assess him over a period of time. I never like saying that I don't know this person and he's not been in this industry, so I don't think he can do this or he can do that. You can never tell till the person gets into office and starts putting things in operation. Then you can decide, you can judge him. Then I just wish him well, and I hope that he takes his time, listens to people within the industry. It's unfortunate. People's arguments are that you needed somebody that had been there and knows what's happening, so that in this second term, the person just corrects certain things that went wrong in the first term and moves on. It makes sense sometimes, but you never know. This man, with his vast knowledge, can easily, suss out what has happened and know the way to correct things. So,
Not to cut you short, Uncle Ken, even though I have.
oh no, it's a conversation.
I mean, look, since 2002 till about 2009, when we had the Ghana Poverty Reduction Strategy Program, we've been working to try and ensure that the arts and culture are reflected in national development policy. Sometimes it's been one line, sometimes two lines, sometimes a table. Then through the national, through the, what we call the Ghana, shared growth agenda. From 2009, 2013, to the 40-year development plan that we also try to push. There have been attempts to try and ensure that our sector gets reflected in the development policy. That is the major issue. Because you see, our sector is not reflected. That is the truth. It's the least funded of government budgets.
Why?
Least funded of government budgets. And therefore, there's been all this fight over the years, using all kinds of, influencers, advocacy, and so on and so forth. And it's not happened. So people wonder how come that, we are not thought about and so on and so forth. It's essentially because we are not there in the key thinkers and planners in this country. Culture and the arts is not there. It's not part of their thing. And the sector therefore suffers. So you need somebody who is a strategist. You need somebody who can touch the right buttons. You need somebody who can ensure that the sector, is respected.
It's respected.
And also is drawn, mainstream. Let me put it that way.
Let us go into our main discussion. Oh, Rasta, you haven't given a thought on Dr. Awal. Rasta. So, Dr. Awal, very quickly so that we can move into, the reason we pulled Mr. Akuno-Addo here today. Yeah.
I don't know him. I've zoomed on his photo. He looks fairly seasoned. And the most I know of him is what I read, and also testimony by, I think, Jesse, and then now Uncle
Akuno-Addo,
And taking a cue from what were Jesse's reason for not banking on him being the minister designate. It hasn't, from the onset, it doesn't look like he's coming. He's the Christ that the creative arts people should be looking out for. Of course, I mean, he's yet to prove us wrong. But I would rather not heighten my expectations. Now, Uncle Ken, you mentioned something which is quite
Instructive.
Where's Sadiq, by the way?
Yes.
That's his favorite word.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it is the bit about the conditions that the president would have to consider before making an appointment.
Right.
And when you look at where he's coming from, the Ministry of Business Development. In fact, but for him, I didn't even know there was that ministry. And then you would have to consider gender, tribe, political, I mean, all these things. But the bit about the creative space right now,
Yeah.
in view of COVID and expectations, you can only do so much with what you are allocated from the top. Now, it's more to do with engagement and vision as a leader of the space. Engagement with the right people under the various agencies, appointing the battle scarred and more like forward-thinking, progressive thinkers in the space, and tapping into their knowledge if you don't know anything at all. But when you look at Honorable Ibrahim Awad Mohammed's Twitter handle, for instance, he has like 200 followers. The last time he sent out a tweet was a form or something in November last year. For me, in today's world, some of these indicators, how internet survey or social media survey, and even the content you put out. I mean, if you are seeking a visa, some of these things are considered. It sort of gives me, who doesn't know you, an insight into your disposition and what really, I mean, it's not huge, but for me, I take it very serious that he is not out there, even with the business development ministry. And hence the reason Jesse will cite his reasons, and Black Rasta would also say what he had to say about him in person.
Interesting. In sharp contrast to what you're saying, my very good friend Franklin Soa says, as a minister, it's strategy and business understanding to give direction and grow strategic partnerships and investment. And in that space, Awal is solid.
You see,
business is not done on
Soa
Twitter.
Just sent you
Business
was
is not
Awal's
done
core
on Twitter.
mandate
But business
in his ministry.
But hold on, business
And
is not done on Twitter.
No,
nor Instagram.
Please. I mean,
Okay.
that was rather relatively.
Yeah, I
petty,
get
but
you.
I'm saying
Yeah.
that Soa's text
Yeah,
was our core mandate in his former ministry,
yeah.
and he was so excellent that we didn't even know what he did there, as per testimonies shared by those who came across him and the evidence in.
Who said we didn't?
Listen,
Anyway.
I
just
didn't.
said there was a lot of startups.
So, can you imagine? So you see, please, I am saying that creative as persons, the president has, nominated, hopefully to go through, barring any parliamentary drama.
No, I don't think he has.
Why you think somebody will snatch him and run away?
No, you see, no, because of the margins. Now they would have to vote on.
Oh, I'm sure it'll go through.
Yes, but even
The committee.
so I'm only saying that we shouldn't be too excited. But
You see, the thing about his success or otherwise also depends on all these agencies that come under the ministry.
Yeah, we'll
And
look at that.
I am yes, that's where I want us to go to. We've dwelled quite long on the man. I think we should move forward now. And I'm looking at these 11 agencies under the Tourism, Arts and Cultural Ministry, plus Creative Arts Council, making it 12. We have that now. They have the law backing them, so they're full-fledged. I mean,
Do we have
I
a
am
Creative
looking.
Arts Council?
Say again.
Do we have a Creative Arts Council or a Creative Arts Agency?
Which one is it? Creative Arts Agency. That's what it is now. Yeah, exactly. Creative Arts Agency. So it's one of them. So now there's 12 of them now. There's a Creative Arts Agency too. And I'm wondering, I'm looking at some of the names here, and I'm wondering why we worry ourselves so much. Akunudake, you rightly mentioned funding to the sector has been a problem since. So why do we have a lot of all these that
Go
need
through
to
some
be...
of them.
Let me go
Let's
through them.
what they do.
Okay, let us go through them. We all know the Ghana Tourism Development Company. We know them, don't we? That
GTDC?
one. Yes, GTDC.
What is their main? Their
Okay,
core mandate?
that is one of the
International activities.
agencies under the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. Specific mandate: the company was established to lead in tourism investment and infrastructure development in the sector, and they set it up in 1972. And the functions include authorized by the Ghana Companies Code Act 179 to promote and mobilize resources for investment in tourist development and services, and also to seek equity participation in joint ventures with Ghanaians as well as foreign concerns and individuals in tourist development projects. Also to provide financial and technical assistance for small businesses in the tourism industry and improve the efficiency and level of their services. And finally, to carry on any other business which may conveniently render profitable the operations of the company or enhance the property values or rights of the company.
George, when was the last time you had any activity of this particular company?
You've written.
GTDCO. I'm not talking about.
Not the authority.
authority.
No. Sorry.
Talking
Oh, that's
about
Kojo
this-
Entry's office.
Yeah.
Oh, for them, I haven't heard
Yeah.
from them in a very long time.
Oh, I did.
What did you
When
hear?
he gave a speech at the launch of the VGMA's
Okay.
and 20th anniversary occasion,
At Labadi.
and then he insisted that the government of Ghana was going to support with cash,
Support
charter house with cash.
I was there that evening.
Me too. And
I
then
saw you there.
yes, and was that Ekwapin Polo too was there. That was the day I saw Kojo Entry. And even that was he was standing in for the minister, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's how serious.
That's all
yeah.
you remember. Because
Yes.
I honestly, I remember in years gone by, I don't know if you do, GTDC used to sell rice and sugar and stuff like that.
They run a duty-free shop.
They run a shop.
At that time when there was shortage.
Oh, they actually run a
When there was-
duty-free
shop.
when
Yeah.
there was shortage.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know about now.
I
At
don't,
that time when there was
that's what I'm
shortage,
saying. I don't know
about
it was a
now.
very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and powder.
If you
powder.
needed, but really, GTDC has always worked very quietly
Okay.
because it's worked like a company.
Okay.
That's GTDC. It's like a company.
Like
Actually,
MTN.
no, it's like I said, it's more or less. It works quietly into investments. It does tours. It has a travel agency. It does those type of regular businesses. All right. So, as part of Unique, as part of its rules to seek investments and so on into the sector. So you will not see it at the same PR level like the Ghana Tourism
Authority. Okay.
No, I mean,
Okay.
you never have, if not because of Kujuenchi, I don't know if you ever know who a managing director of GT.
Yeah.
Kojo's gone very
No.
quiet.
Yeah.
It's very quiet.
Kojo has also been
Yeah,
pretty
GTDC.
quiet. Yeah.
That's the nature
No,
of the
there's
company.
plenty, so
You
let's
know, they
move
run.
But can
run.
we cite something? I mean, we
Yeah.
are here. Why is it that, I mean, in spite of they are not being loud, but still a company, we are unable to cite anything?
I don't know.
But
No,
my
let's
question,
move on.
hold on, we'll move on. My question, Akunodake, did we need a separate agency? Couldn't they operate? Couldn't you get a unit under the Tourism Development Agency so that it would be somebody who reports to, say, Kwesi Agyemang in the previous administration, and then they report, did we need another building, another office, staff and everything to run this?
Yeah,
Because I'm asking again.
Because their mandate is different. Their mandate is different.
So,
If you, the Ghana Tourism Authority
Rice
Act,
and things.
the Ghana Tourism
That's
Development
Act
the
179,
Ghana,
yeah.
GTDA Act 2011.
Ghana Companies Code.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They are more commercial outfit.
Okay.
The GTA is dealing with marketing, is dealing with promotion, is dealing with licensing, is dealing with standards and things like that. That's GTA,
Right.
Ghana Tourism Authority. So they are out there. They are
Okay.
engaging the trade associations and trade organizations and so on and so forth. You know, so it's a completely different makeup. GTDC.
So they are
So
the
you hardly
Ankobia division.
you hardly will hear of them.
There's a part
You
here
know,
that
so-
I do like, though, which I think we should explore. Maybe going into the subsequent weeks, we should look for some of the companies that they funded, because their mandate is also to provide financial and technical assistance
Yes.
for small businesses in the tourism industry and improve the efficiency and level of their services.
Correct.
Yes,
So
I would
we should-
love to know
No,
what they've
no,
done.
I
Some of
think
the
you can
companies
find
say
out.
yes,
Yeah,
that's
beneficiaries.
that's
I don't
that's
know
what
what
we
they've
need
done.
to.
I honestly don't know.
Yes.
But
Okay.
I know that's their mandate.
That's
Yeah.
what they're supposed to do.
They're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
To be looking for investments, run enterprises, so they can run car high, vehicle high,
Uncle,
and so on
please,
and so forth. Yes.
pardon me.
Yes.
Is this bit of government agency, so isn't it supposed to be in Ghana? Like, it's not a secret cult. It is in spite of they are not wanting to be out there.
No, I think the point is that they like Akunudaka has rightly said, they operate discreetly because what they do
Discreetly, you
No,
spend taxpayers'
sorry,
money.
quote unquote. No.
Okay.
Rasta, in all fairness,
Okay.
in all fairness to them,
That way.
what are they coming to flaunt or show? I think it is one of those agencies that when you want, you go and ask. So maybe as our part as producers and host of this show, what we should have done during the week was to have paid them a visit and say,
Yeah.
oh, in the first 4 years,
What have you done
we're
with
having
your
a decision.
life?
We want to know what you have done. So maybe we can do that this
We're
week. The next
raising-
week, we
we're
can give that
raising the
information.
issues now.
Exactly. We're
So
raising it
we'll
now. So
do
maybe
that.
we would have to do that and then we'll come back.
They can
Yeah.
also find us. We are here.
Let us take the second one, which is the National Folklore Board. The National Folklore Board, that is a statutory body with the primary aim to protect and promote folklore of of Ghana. Folklore in Ghana is defined as a set of traditional beliefs and customs of a community that may be preserved by an ethnic group or unidentified Ghanaian author. I don't understand.
George,
Yes, Uncle Ken.
this is the second agency that you've come up with.
Yes.
The folklore, what's it called? The
Folklore Board.
Folklore Board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they not the ones who assume Marvel Entertainment for using Kinte in Black
Yes.
Panther?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the board whose head
Yes.
was at the MPP conference.
Yes.
Or what was it? Was it a conference that they held?
Yeah, the one that spoke, the
Oh.
lady that spoke, I remember.
And
Yeah.
she
I think we had an
went to-
interview with her on the show.
Yes, and we had an interview.
Yes.
With her.
Yeah, I remember.
And since then, we haven't heard of her.
I think that's
And
Nana
even before
Nana
that.
Nana Adobia
Something-
Asante or something.
something
Yeah,
about
yeah,
her.
yeah.
I am saying that with a lot of these agencies, we will be asking the same questions that we asked of GTDC.
As in, it will be a reoccurring
I'm
thing.
telling you.
No, but we shouldn't because
And
you see,
so-
Uncle Ken, hold on one sec. When I look at their functions, it says the National Folklore Board functions as a state agency to perform the role of intellectual property and folklore branding in Ghana.
Thank you.
So they cannot operate in secrecy.
No.
Exactly.
No, but-
It says
but-
one
but
to
like-
educate Ghanaians on folklore, to preserve Ghana's rich heritage, to
Yes, but
influence
we are
nation
the ones
building.
who don't know what they have done so far. So we need to find out.
Well,
Whether they are-
let me say this for the folklore board.
Yes.
I think that the folklore board in the last 3 years has been quite proactive.
Okay.
They have been proactive compared to the folklore board.
The
as we
previous
have
folklore board.
So the
previously.
proactive no one here.
No, they have. I mean, well, maybe because
been protecting-
because I'm a recipient of some of the things that they do.
They do. Okay.
So
okay.
I see that.
Okay.
I see that particularly in the area of folklore. They've tried to give it a bit of profile.
Okay.
Some people think that they are even entering to spaces that they are not supposed to. But they've been. I think that they've been doing. It's a challenging area. It's a difficult and challenging area. There's of folklore. But they've been doing quite. They had an activity recently at the mall, for example. I know.
Like
where-
this year?
Yes, not too long ago, where they were showcasing all kinds of things, and
The
they do,
Eddie Grass symbols
and so
things
on.
like
Yes,
that.
right. And then they also send things out. They send things out, particularly in raising awareness about folklore. What they also do, I know when there's any event, particularly if there is some activity of a national kind, they try to look at the folklore angle of it and try and do.
Yo.
They have very limited resources,
Yeah,
absolutely
exactly.
limited resources.
Exactly.
The lady who is in charge, Nana
Joy, yeah.
Yes, she's very proactive. I must say.
Oh yes. I mean,
Very, very
I like her.
proactive.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder how
too.
she
Not about liking her.
about how she does it with
I like the way she does her
with,
stuff.
with very limited resources.
Yeah.
And she'll come and engage you.
Yes.
I mean, she'll come, Mr. Dake, or come to an event What can I do? And come and sit at a meeting that she has not been invited, and try and make those. I mean, in the sector.
And the reason I say I like her is because I
You know,
remember.
so yeah.
Hold on, Mr. Dake, and Uncle Ken, hold on. Not that I'm trying to big her up or anything, but I'm speaking in line of her proactivity.
Right.
I think in producing one of the VGMAs while I was with Charterhouse, there was a time where I think somebody from her office called, and I think
what
some
they-
Wait, hold on.
I think some Idinkra symbols had been used in some of the artwork or some creatives that had been done, and they wanted some conversations. You know, I've forgotten the exact details, but
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea that it caught their attention, and they wanted some level of dialogue,
Yeah.
and I think they wanted some level of visibility
for-
in line with the event
For a
and all that.
state-
So
for
yeah,
a state institution in the sector that we are talking about,
yeah,
I must say that I like the way she has exercised initiative.
Right.
To be honest with you,
Okay.
yeah, if you comparably, you know,
yeah.
that she has exercised initiative. I wish she could get more funding.
Yes.
You know, I wish she could get more
That's the
funding and
problem.
support, and more marketing profile, because she tries. She tries to do what, you know, and so. And sometimes you wonder, why is she supposed to doing this? Maybe it's not your area, but she'll be there, you know, and she'll be in your face and so on. You know, a few challenges and so on. Maybe she could have done a little better one way or the other, but at least she's proactive,
She's proactive.
Okay.
which is fine.
That's good.
Yes,
the
Rasta.
funding matter
Yes.
is across board.
And I'll ask a question to all of you right after Rasta's submission, which
He's had
sort of
his
ties into the funding. Yes, Rasta, quickly, so that we have
So,
about.
I just want to reiterate that it's not like we are trying to confirm how useful or not agencies are. We are trying to highlight.
No,
What
there
it is that-
are a lot of these that people don't even know. All
know,
under
and-
the Ministry of
and-
Tourism, Arts and Culture.
And you see,
You know, yeah.
one of the main functions of the folklore board,
Yeah.
for instance, which to boost domestic and international tourism to generate revenue and create
Yes,
jobs.
Yes, exactly.
That sentence alone could, maybe could send one or two people to prison or not. But are we looking at a situation where certain agencies are being duplicated?
Thank you. Overlapping.
You see,
And
in-
if that
in
is the
policy.
case,
Because
if that is the
this
case,
sentence referred to GTD
Exactly.
and then even GTA,
and GTA.
exactly.
So you see, if that is the situation, are the drafters of these functions or this document,
It's not the drafters.
I mean, whoever, I don't.
The policy.
No, I'm saying that it didn't come with the 10 Commandments. Somebody sat and then decided to apportion
It didn't come with what?
the Torah. Somebody sat and, in the interest of national development,
Right.
decided to apportion functions
Yeah.
to agencies
From
for them
policy.
to work and get paid for it.
From
Now,
policy.
I'm saying that. What were they
I don't
thinking?
know.
Duplicating
Yeah.
functions
Yeah.
at whose cost?
Yeah. At the cost of the nation.
You know,
One thing you realize by the end, as we do this, is that you see a lot of some policy incoherence
And overlapping.
and overlapping.
Exactly.
It's one of the things that would need to be straightened out.
Exactly.
And that also has to do with
Yes.
legislation.
Yeah.
Because you do, and it cuts sectors that we have to look at
Plenty.
in terms of it. The legislation particularly is an area. Many of the laws have to be revised.
Exactly.
Many of them will come to when we get to the institution.
And then there was a last point for them, which is a monthly outdoor activities. Did you know throughout the year? Is that what you said
Monthly.
they did something like that at the mall recently?
Monthly
Monthly. Interesting.
activities.
Now I'm sitting here
highlight what?
wondering, but I couldn't whether it doesn't matter how meager their budget might be, they still have some budget, don't they? Like any other agency, they would always have.
Of course they will, but I'm sure it's nothing to write home about.
Meager.
I'm sure it's nothing to
No,
write
I
home
wouldn't be surprised because
Meager.
I had a stint with the Commission on Culture, for instance.
Yeah.
And when you go there, I mean, Commission on Culture, Ghana, culture,
So
and
crazy
and then you
Yeah.
look at the challenges, the petty challenges that confront them from top to bottom. And you see why there is every need for people to pretend to be working just so they be paid by the accountant generals at the end of the month. You won't blame them.
Yes.
Let us move on. The third one that I would want us to look at is the Pan African Writers Association. Power. Oh, may God bless his soul.
It's power
Yes.
I thought it was.
I thought it was under.
yeah,
yes.
I also
I'm
thought
also
same.
when I saw it, I was
No,
surprised.
let's understand
That power
It
is under the Ministry of
Under
Tourism,
the
Arts and
Ministry of
Culture.
Tourism.
No, it's under the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture.
Interesting.
Well, I think that it's better to indicate it's more of an associated relationship.
Right.
Okay.
Power is a continental organization.
Yes.
It has a diplomatic status
Yeah.
by itself.
Oh,
But it's related to the government,
Yeah.
essentially through the ministry, essentially for funding reasons.
Oh, okay.
Because Ghana supports the power.
The continental.
Yeah.
It supports power. Right. So it's essentially for budgetary purposes. The test of the association.
So they get a budget.
They get some assistance.
Like
Some
a
assistance.
coin.
Yeah, they get some assistance, from government. They have a relation also with the Ministry
Wow.
of Foreign Affairs,
Affairs, yeah.
because of the diplomatic
Right.
and so on.
And they
So-
said their mission is to strengthen the cultural and economic bonds between the people on the African continent against the background of the continent's acknowledged diverse but rich cultural, political, and economic heritage.
yeah, they work in that sphere.
Yeah.
And for a long time, Professor
the way they
Atukro
couch-
Kine
Yes.
was the Secretary General.
Yeah.
And now I think it's Professor Odin Crown.
Yeah, Okediran, Wale,
Wale.
Dr. Wale
Yes.
Okediran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more. So they work more in terms of with writers on the African continent.
Of course they are.
That's what
Yeah.
they do.
Uncle Khan, did you have a problem with their mission?
No, I'm saying bro for no nedos.
George,
Yes, Rasta.
listen, I spent some of my life on international arts and book festivals.
Yeah.
Especially on the continent. And the only periods that Ghanaian writers are mentioned is when the fellow is domiciled abroad, raised abroad, and has made it out there. The RJCs, the Kwame Donkors, these are names that we don't even know here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I drove.
You mean recently? Or
Yes, I mean
As it's
the
all- because-
post-colonial writers. I'm not even citing. I'm
Okay.
speaking to
the new...
the living.
Yeah, okay.
And it is that sorry a situation when other African states can flaunt urban,
Authors,
youthful authors, and the support that their system or their territories afford them. Now, I have forayed into the power office in Roman Ridge,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, let me not go there. It's not very encouraging. But the point is,
Like most other.
if
agencies.
indeed the power, as in Pan African Writers Association, is supposed to have some oversight connection
Yeah, okay.
with
Association.
or under association under the ministry,
Yeah.
then the situation that we seem to complain about is not really like a plaything. It is dire,
Of course
and it is killing.
And they also don't have budget.
Yes.
Oh,
No, yes, you
absolutely
power
not.
bonasendium. Now you power. See, it is not a joke. Oh. And even during the year of return period,
Yeah.
can we cite one anything under COVID that everybody took their salaries, budgets were read in this town and allocated. So what went to who to do what?
Let us focus. Let me take a few messages. It's on it's on 055 11 997. 055 11 997. We're looking at the institutes or should I say agencies under the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture. This one says, if you're a musician by profession, you will know that what so-called artists go through to sing during functions are a bomb. That must not be encouraged. It's either we engage a full choir like the Winneba Youth Choir, the Harmonious Choral, etc. to do it, or never. I have on few occasions witnessed some artists performing in that regard, and I can bet you that they spoilt our national song, Joe Ebiao. Joe, okay, if you insist. This one says, good evening, GQ. Algan, you were saying?
He's insisting.
Yeah, I said we can't argue. Good evening, GQ, and good evening to your guest in the studio. I just got back from work, so I have really missed a lot. But on what you guys are discussing now, I think it's too early to pass judgment on how he's going to perform. Let's just give him some time to see how things go. And that's from Sweetness Inside in Sawam. Oh, Sweetness, we're not passing judgment too. We are only, you know. We know they listen to this show. I mean, this is the show. This is the show the presidency listens to. So we know they are listening. We are only trying to give a few guidelines
George,
here and there.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I pass judgment.
You pass
that
judgment,
It
eh?
doesn't look good already. So maybe she was
He
referring
passed
to-
judgment based on
But
Yes, history.
Black Rasta
but
Jesse's.
but team, and looking at what we are going through and emphasizing no budget. Isn't that why you need somebody with the business strength of Dr. Mohammed Awal to
Yes.
lead the entire sector?
I agree. But you see, when he's coming from a whole ministry designated to raise budget and think and be that relevant, and the results is what we have seen.
What are the results?
The
What are the
results is such that Jesse, who has dealt with him, and Black Rasta, who is a moral supporter, they have pronounced. They were here last week. It's not like he's going to sell us out or something. But I'm saying that
So you're saying what they said is sacrosanct?
until proven otherwise, I would want to.
I don't agree with you, Rasta.
Yes, please don't agree.
The
So
next-
that 4 years time we'll be here. Yes.
Akunuba, what do you think? Or should we go through them, then we can analyze the fact that
I was thinking that we wouldn't have started from the ministry itself.
we should even have... No. I want us to finish with the ministry.
Agencies, they will get
Because,
they would have
when we
looked
look
at
at...
some of-
Exactly.
because- okay, that's fine.
Because sometimes when you look at the man and you look at the man and you end it there, you will think he is the best man on earth. But when you look at his children, then you can say that it doesn't matter the fact that he drives the finest Mercedes and lives in
Okay,
the
that's
finest
fine, I
house.
agree.
He's a failed father.
Yeah.
Because you looked at it. So let's look at the children first.
Okay, no problem.
Then we can come to the parent. Now, WEB Memorial Center for Pan-African Culture. That
But you
place,
didn't say the thing.
that place.
What did you say? You said W.E.B.
Du Bois Memorial. Du
WEB
Bois. W.E.B. Du Bois.
Center
Du Bois
for
Memorial
Pan-Afri-
Center for
Pan-African
Pan-African Culture.
Yeah.
That is the name.
Complete
Yes.
it.
Now, it was established in 1985, June 22nd, at the place the man used to live. That's number 22 Fair Circular Road Cantonment. It was established by the government of Ghana to honor the memory of Dr. Du Bois as well as promote his Pan-African ideas. What is now the museum was actually the house that he lived in when he was in Ghana. And Charlie, you need to pay a visit to the place. There is an open air theater directly behind the home. You know, it's been set up like a pastoral setting or something like that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not too well maintained, and the deterioration of the center is obvious even to the casual visitor. When you go there, you see it.
I haven't been
You know,
there.
oh, media, it's on my route. It's on my way
I
home.
haven't been there for about 10 years now. Once upon a time, it was a very vibrant
Yes, Dubai Center used to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
place.
It got to a
Where-
point. It became a place for parties and wedding
Oh,
receptions.
Yes, it was very vibrant.
Yes.
And,
It became
But I
because
don't
you
know
look
what's
at a
happening
place
to
like
it
that, and a place like that is supposed to be something like a museum of a sort. You understand? You should go there and you should be able to visit the library and see all the works. You should see
Yeah.
there's even some sort of is it a statue or a bust or something that has been done of the man and all that. And and
held
of
a
course they
few-
also I'm sure they also have
we held a few jazz concerts.
yeah,
there.
because there's supposed to be the Du Bois Library, the Du Bois bedroom, the Shelley's bedroom, picture gallery, Du Bois tomb.
Let me say that there has been a memorandum of understanding. Actually, I'm just looking at it on my
Between?
phone, which was signed between the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture
Okay.
and a W.E.B. Du Bois Museum Foundation, which is based in the U.S.
In the US.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, to try and
Revamp the
Revamp
place.
revamp the
The
place and,
place.
and so on and so forth. I'm just looking at it.
Oh, you're just looking
When
at
was
it.
Yeah,
this
no, I've
signed?
seen it. Somebody sent it to me.
Oh,
It
okay.
was signed on the 10th of May, 2020.
2020.
Yes,
Okay.
but,
Okay.
Yeah, it's only last year.
Only last year.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
That's interesting.
I'm very few people know about this.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I chanced on this.
Very
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah, but it is something that I think that we should look at because I think that for having such a memorandum of understanding with it's one of our heritage institutions. It's important for people to know
Yeah.
what is in there, what is involved, and so on and so forth.
Is it in that document?
Yes, it's a long thing.
okay.
I can share it with you
Yeah.
later, and then you can take a look at it.
That'll be great.
But
Yes.
I think it's important for us to take a look. To look at it. And
But of course, they've also been having budget challenges,
Oh,
haven't
absolutely,
they? Funding.
absolutely.
Okay, so far, all the ones we've mentioned have funding challenges.
The budget
Uncle can go on.
challenges
Yes.
is going to be something that will run through all the agencies.
Up to minister's salary.
Even up to the main
Yeah,
minister.
yeah.
George,
Yes, Uncle Ken.
the setting of the place with the trees and where the stage, I don't know if it has changed, but in the past where the stage was, they had quite a big stage.
It's still there.
And the trees, it was such a lovely setting for concerts.
Yeah.
You know, outdoor concerts.
Yeah.
For people
Yeah.
to sit
Yeah.
out there and have fun. And we held a few jazz concerts there, and we really had fun.
In addition to having the fun and so on, I think they have a core mandate.
Yeah.
And it's important for the W.E. Du Bois Center to live its core mandate.
Well,
You know, that for me is the critical thing.
That's true.
You know, because I'm not sure how many people even know that it exists.
Yeah.
yeah, as
You
of
know,
now.
I don't know how many people know that it exists.
Yeah.
You know, they used to have the Du Bois Memorial Lectures.
Exactly.
Where they brought distinguished
Exactly.
personalities
Yeah,
from abroad
exactly.
Yeah.
and so on to come and give lectures.
Yeah.
And then they had other
I haven't
type
heard
of
about that
events
in a
and so
while.
on. Oh, yeah. People
Yeah.
like Ngugi and so on
Yeah.
giving lectures.
Yeah.
You know, even Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
You know,
Maya Angelou,
gave
yes.
one of those
Yeah.
lectures when
Lectures,
she came here, and you know,
Yeah.
it seemed quite a bit of distinguished, you know, representation.
There used to be a very lovely restaurant.
Yes, that is true too. Rasta, you wanted to say something?
Yes. So I haven't been to Du Bois Center before. I've not been.
You've not been
that,
there before?
Blessed or misfortunate, but I've driven past it a couple of times. I know where they are. I know where to find them. The closest I've been to the Du Bois place is when I met one of the top people
Yeah.
at the Commission on Culture. Apparently, she had come there to seek some support. I don't know whether that place is the funeral or the Commission on Culture was the cemetery. Like listening to the conversation, I didn't know who was on life support and who needed
Help.
who could help who. So that was when, coincidentally, I had also sent a proposal that required that I sort of seek some partnership with the Du Bois Center. So there and then, the dream died. Now, we have just been told that there's an MOU
Yes.
hovering somewhere. It is good news. Considering
But I don't know the level of
don't
consultation.
worry.
The level of consultation.
It's okay. Even the signing alone is good. The fact that there's an MOU, considering everything that is not happening, that is some light. But I hope to God that it's not an MOU that they will bring. Is to bring Du Bois's comb that he forgot or his.
You see, Rasta, no, hold on. If that MOU is going to bring even the air that he used to breathe, and we're going to have a museum of international standard where people can actually fly, and that people can actually fly down to come and see it. Because these things, look, if you like, let America say, oh, they found Michael Jackson's combo, it's selling for $1 million, somebody will buy. So those things are important. Those things are important.
I
So
think
if they
that-
bring all, we'll be
considering,
happy.
for
But
instance,
it should
on a
be
scale of
alive.
preference,
Yeah.
on a scale of preference, I mean that's where the man lived.
Yeah.
And people who frequent such places go with a certain spiritual expectation
Yes.
and connection. Now I'll say that let's look at the infrastructure. I mean the way the place has reportedly been run down.
Yeah.
On a scale of preference, that is priority.
Yeah.
And it is a money thing.
Yeah.
So when you have his comb or his belt, please don't bring MOUs in this country, not in 2021.
This one says, today Kwame Rasta is my man. His submissions are top notch. He's really asking the necessary questions about tourism ministry. Awakening vibes. Shem Mixon Yeboah. Okay, Shem Mixon Yeboah. Okay, Kwame Rasta has gone to paper Yola somewhere. And the person is sending text. You can be a part of our conversation 055 1111 997 or 0302 216 541. You can also call us. We're moving on to the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum and Memorial Park. Now, the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum and yes,
Before you go there, somebody
Yes.
just a friend, Tommy.
Yes.
Tommy Odampton just sent me a message. He says Ghana Ba performed
Oh.
and slept at the guest house several times. There's an even better privately owned restaurant there now. So he says. The museum is still there. The tomb is still there. Third World, Nana Akuffo-Addo performed a workshop on the stage 2 years ago. So there has been some activities at the place.
There's an underlying, or should I say, a fundamental problem of the sector that I'm realizing through our conversations. Because if we in the media space do not get to know some of these things, I think that in itself.
I keep on talking about this MOU.
Yeah.
And why it's important for those who are involved to know.
Yeah. Very important.
What is the content of
Exactly.
that MOU? What
Very
is involved.
important.
Because there are people who are interested in the WEB and have been working.
Exactly.
You know, and I don't know whether they have a board now, but they used to have a board. You know, and all that. I mean, we should know what is involved.
What is involved in that?
This was sent to me, you know, not too long ago, and I thought that I need to share it, but you know, it's something that people should know. I mean, you know, those involved should know what is involved. So yeah, let me just leave it that way. But I think that some level of
consultations will
and
go on.
openness is,
I think I'll skip the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum and Memorial Park. I think if you ask me, that one is pretty much okay. Though I think the last time I was there, I visited the washroom. It could be better, but it's by and large,
The
it's
maintenance
okay.
culture bit is
Yeah, you know, sometimes you go there, the grass is dry. I don't think a place like that, the grass should ever be dry. Sometimes the fountain is on, sometimes it's not on. I think it should almost always be on, especially during and all those things. That place should be alive every minute of every day. You understand? I mean,
it costs money to make it alive.
Okay, all right, let's move forward. The next one we should look at is the Ghana Museums and Monuments Board. That is another one. Their functions: equipping and managing all material.
The one on the Banks Road.
That one, yes, opposite Calvary Methodist Church. That one, yes. The Ghana Museums and Monuments Board undertakes the following: equipping and managing all material, cultural, movable and immovable heritage of the nation, establishing, equipping and managing new museums. Has there been a new museum in this country? Anyway, and then controlling the export, import, sale and change of ownership of material, cultural property through licensing and issuance of permits. Rasta, when last did you visit the museum? Oh, we have a caller. Oh, not yet. Let me announce 0302216541. Our phone lines are open. You can be a part of this conversation. 0302216541. When last did you visit the museum?
I think before election, just before the elections.
Okay.
We were filming a music video for peace. So we went to the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, and yes, that is the closest I've been to.
No. What you're talking about is Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park. That's different. I'm talking
the
about Ghana
National
Museum, the National Museum. It's not the same as the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park.
George Quaye.
Yes.
I haven't been to any museum.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah. If you ask me, the Ghana Museum Monuments Board, you know, they deal with the material and immovable culture.
Culture, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And they are in charge of all the forts and castles and so on and so forth. It's a huge challenge.
Very huge challenge.
Huge challenge. I mean, the state of the forts and castles should tell you. Look, they are
State of the forts and castles. Go to the state of their offices itself.
They are professionals in there. They are professionals in the curators, professionals. I can tell you that because I've worked with them.
Yes.
But in terms of the tools and the resources to work, I work with an organization that supports, you know, some of the forts and castles in the central region, and we give them some support. But it's nothing to write home about. And I can tell you that if you look at the state of our forts and castles and the deterioration, you know, that we have, and these are supposed to be some of the major reflections, attractions really for tourism in this country, and also for, you know, those who are interested in heritage, issues related to identity, and so on and so forth. So there are very huge challenges there. You know, they have an executive director now
Mr. Ajimandia?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Ivor.
who I think, you know,
okay.
has the skills.
Yeah.
You know, he was appointed not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I know his worth. And, you know, it is my expectation that he will bring that to bear in the museum. The challenges he has is to try how he can able to, raise resources. Because from government, it's almost like nil.
Yeah.
How able to raise resources from other areas to support the work of the museum and so on. You know, through.
But you see, beyond then, I think there's a general problem of. Let me not try to give it a word. I had an interaction with their former boss. Was it Kinsley Ntiamwa? He used to be there. Yeah. I think Kinsley Fosu or
From the University of
Ntiamwa. I don't remember, but I met him there. We had an interaction at the museum.
It's a male.
Yes, the mill.
Okay.
And you remember when the VGMAs was going to celebrate their anniversary, the 20th anniversary, as part of the agenda, they wanted to set up a musical museum and bequeath it to Ghana as the VGMA's contribution to or whatever and all that. And they were trying to partner the museum and monuments board to get that established, not at Charterhouse, so on their premises. The back and forth. Bottom line, it never happened.
So
Bottom
let
line,
me get this
it
straight.
never happened.
A private entity
Yes.
took their own lorry fare
Yes.
and then went to the government, the state agency,
Yes.
that they should come together and create
Come
space
together so that you can create, so that we have all these legendary musicians, have some Konimo, maybe if he drops one of his guitars there, get something. And when you go to visit these musicians, they have stuff sitting in their homes.
George, are you aware that maybe the private entity organization sought money from the state agency or anything of that sort?
I do not recall.
Okay.
But you see, sometimes when you are able to get the partnership going, then together, of course, Charterhouse itself has to find money to organize all its events and programs. It is not like a bank or a company that has money sitting down to take and go and do this. So if at least just the thought, the idea, great initiative. They have partners that they work with. So collabo and let us together go and knock on doors. If government can bring small money, maybe Vodafone brings small money, maybe Casapre can bring small money, this one brings small money, multimedia.
Okay,
say
so
you
did
do
it get
small
to
money.
the point where the state agency was supposed to bring some kwacha? Did it get there?
All I remember is there was a lot of back and forth. It never happened.
George,
That's yes, Uncle
I
Ken.
just realized that it's about 5:30.
Yes, it is. Uncle Ken,
And
just about 3 agencies we've gone through. We have
Yes,
to
and
go
two
11.
very important agencies
Yes.
that we haven't touched on.
Maybe we'll skip. After this phone call, we'll have to skip and go to the ministry itself. And then which was the second one for you?
National
The
Commission,
National
Commission on Culture?
No, not even Commission on Culture. National Film Authority.
National Film Authority.
And
Okay.
then the new Creative Arts Agency.
Agency. Okay. Let us go to the phone lines. Who do we have here? Hello?
Hello, John.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Your name and where you're calling me from, please.
Good evening. My name is Shem, calling from Pram.
Talk to me.
Today, I was the one who sent a text about Kwame Rasta. Today,
Oh, okay.
We top notch, Charlie.
Nice one.
Accolade for Kwame Rasta. And then I want to quiz the panelists in the studio. I'll bet nobody in the studio knows there's a fort or a castle of sorts in Pram.
Okay.
And this is deteriorating away. I am not originally from Pram, but we came to settle here about 15 years ago. I've seen this thing deteriorate by the day. And I don't know whether the MP or the area knows about it. I don't know whether tourism authority know about it. Currently, if you go there are squatters in there. I think some fishmongers are beside it doing their own thing. And this is a national monument. And I wonder, so is it that the whites came and left this and we can't even maintain it? We can't use it for anything of sort to generate revenue for the community, for the town, anything of sort. So I'm using your program to tell the authorities there's something of sort in Pram. When you come to Pram, say you want to go to Lower Town and you see it just by the coast.
Thank you very much, Shen.
It's a fort or a castle of sorts. Yeah.
All right, Shen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was Shen from Pram letting us know that there's a fort or castle sitting inside Pram that we're not doing anything with. All right. So we would have to move on. Time is not our best ally at this time. The next one, before we get to Uncle Ken's concerns, is the National Theatre of Ghana.
Oh.
The National Theatre of
Company.
Ghana.
But I mean, if you ask me, I mean,
Yes.
the National Theatre, if you look at in relation to the other institutions, the National Theatre,
Way better.
is doing well,
Right.
despite all the challenges that they have,
Yeah.
in terms of resource injection and so on. I mean, the theatre was established in 1992.
Yeah, 92.
And they have a mandate for the National Theatre movement.
Yes.
So it's not just the building.
Yeah.
They have,
No, listen.
They have three companies
I'm
in there,
actually
right?
supposed
They
to
have the
be-
National Dance
you on the
Company,
board?
the Symphony Orchestra.
No, he's not.
I'm an employee of the National Theatre. I
You?
just remembered, yes.
Oh, wow.
You just remember that you're an employee.
Yes,
How?
I was legally appointed with a letter.
That what?
As what?
I'll refer it, but what I do remember clearly is it was without
So it
pay.
means you haven't done anything.
It was
since-
without pay.
And so because of that, you haven't
Uncle
done
Ken.
anything
I am not
since
Jewish.
you were employed.
Uncle Ken, I am not
No.
Where
Jewish.
give you an office? Where give you an office?
He was
Um,
employed
I think I
and
was
given
You're
an
supposed to-
employment
you're
letter.
supposed to be what?
You were given an employment letter, Rasta.
Yes.
Yes, and you haven't done anything.
I made a mental note to frame it so that my son would know that I amount to something. But you see, the pay bit, Listen, national interest and patriotism is different.
No, but
No,
George,
but-
Amy and Nana
Fredwa.
Yes.
Yes, Amy.
Hardworking,
Done quite
hardworking
They-
deal.
they-
Hardworking
I think
deal.
the National Theatre
Yes,
has,
they've
despite
done-
all the
if it wasn't
challenges.
for COVID,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were
you know,
in
so
the,
it's a-
they were in the news. They had a lot of programs that were happening.
It's-
there.
they had a strategic
yeah,
plan
yeah.
out
They
there.
had
And they suddenly became very active
Yes.
on social media. And
Oh, yes.
I mean, the
Yes.
CEO, she is like super, super.
And gentlemen, there is one thing they've done that I think we all ought to commend them for. This COVID period, one of the sectors that was hit hardest was ours.
Yeah.
And a lot of event space companies, they didn't care, wouldn't reduce their rates, but they will tell you cannot fill it to capacity. You have, a space that initially would take, say, 2,000. They will tell you because of COVID now you cannot take more than 1,000, but they haven't affected the rate. How are you expecting me to even break even when I cannot fill it to capacity because COVID, blah, blah, blah?
But they did.
National Theatre has been very, very considerate to event planners. And you have conversations with them, you express yourself, because they also had a limit of not more than 700 anymore. You understand?
Is it 500 or
I think
700?
between 5 and 700 thereabout, but they have been so reasonable. They've been very sympathetic with event planners and organizers. And when you go and you have a conversation
they
with them,
still have to run
they still have to run their ACs and everything,
and
but
so on.
still
Still
they've
the
been
same
able
lines-
to manage
same
the
lines of
pricing. I
expenditure.
think they deserve some
And
commendation.
they still
for
run
that.
independent
Yeah.
programs.
Yes,
No,
they do.
Not too long ago.
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
Yeah.
The companies in there,
Yeah.
run programs,
Yeah.
which I thought was fantastic.
Fantastic.
And so
Yeah.
on. I'm not sure about attendance.
You know,
though,
one
but-
of the
Yeah.
things that got lost on a lot of people about the National Theatre. I mean, and when I say the National Theatre, I'm not talking about the larger body, but the building. Was the fact that people thought they were making a lot of money, but what people had refused to notice was the fact that from Monday to about Thursday, that building did nothing, and it was only the weekends.
Well, sometimes they have
Sometimes,
they have
yeah,
conferences.
I mean,
and
but the
so on.
conferences, where were the conferences held?
Yeah, that's
Smaller
true.
You know,
auditorium.
Yeah, so
the
that is
smaller
true.
things.
Yeah.
So a lot of people felt that because they charged for the place and felt that they were getting money every day, but it was only for those weekends and the little conferences that others held during the week. And we were questioning them about their air conditioners and all those things in the past. When this new administration came up, Amy's administration, they worked on those things. You
They still
know.
have structural
They still
challenges.
have
Structural
structural
But
challenges.
they are
in there,
doing great.
Which
And-
is not they are doing. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the
And
Chinese
there was a time the
architecture and
Chinese
so on.
offered to come and help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so on. So
Uncle Ken and Akuno and Rasta, I did say that this is the show that the presidency listens to. So
Hey.
It looks like we are getting some feedback. I'm getting, some information has just been sent to me that the National Folklore Board is just about to look bigger and better, and
Is that Nana Akuffo-Addo?
they are no, I can't say where it's coming from, but they are about to do a lot of things between now and the next
why
4
can't you
years
say where
and
it's coming
beyond.
from?
No, I can't. I'm not. Allah. My source. I can't disclose my source. Uncle Ken, you are
It's from
a
the
journalist.
president. The president, is it the
No,
president?
I said the
So if
presidency
it's from,
listens. I did not say it's coming
a
from the
lunatic.
presidency.
Who is only trying to get noticed on this show? You read it and tell me you
This
can't.
is from the presidency.
He says he can't.
I did not say it is
He
coming
did
from
not
the
say it was
presidency.
from the
Okay.
I said this is the show the presidency
President
listens
listens
to.
to.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Our WhatsApp line, our phone line is still open 0302216541.
You have just 15 minutes.
And I hear, yes, they're about to unleash a lot of things. Proverbs Thursday, Idinkra symbols, festivals, the Did
No,
You Know
the
series
lady-
is
the
about
lady,
to go on.
Nana Akuffo-Addo,
Nana Akuffo-Addo.
she shows initiative.
Yes.
to be honest
Oh,
with
yes.
you.
You know,
Yeah,
and
she
the
does.
one that
She
really
does.
caught my attention is the Anansi Story Day.
She does.
Look, Kweku Anansi is our own James Bond.
Yeah.
We haven't flaunted
But
him
she's-
enough.
but she's young,
You know,
you know.
the Tales of
Yes,
Anansi,
young,
the
yeah,
folklore
yeah.
clubs
Yeah, me
about
too.
to be established, the World Folklore Day, and children fun folklore. Look, there's so much that is
George.
about to happen. I'm pretty
George,
excited
I just
about
got
these.
a message
Yes.
from somebody who says, please promise us that next week
We'll continue this.
you will touch on the two most important agencies.
Oh, but we're still on it.
which
We're
were
not
the
done.
ones I mentioned,
Yes.
because that is paramount to a lot of people out there.
The Bureau of National Languages is the next
Uh-huh.
one, which has a vision. The vision says an institution that provides effective and excellent services for the promotion, orthographic control, and learning of Ghanaian languages and other cultural aspects through pragmatic strategies and influence in government policies. The mission of the Bureau of Ghana Languages is to provide services in Ghanaian languages to individuals, organizations, institutions, and the general research into Ghanaian languages, writing, translation of non-local language documents, assessment, editing, and publication of documents in Ghanaian languages, and to influence government policies on Ghanaian languages.
Yeah. I only got to know about the Bureau of National Languages when I was invited for a meeting by the National Film Authority, which incidentally is currently, temporarily housed there for their meeting because they don't have an office of their own, the National Film Authority.
But Uncle Ken, the National Film Authority is not one of the agencies
not.
under. It's not.
Under what?
Under the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture.
Oh, what are you talking
I'm telling you, it's not. It's not part of the 11 that
No, it's
we
not an
have. It's
agency.
not. It's not an
It's not
agency.
It's an authority.
No, it's
Yes,
not.
no.
It is National Film Authority.
Authority. That's what it's
But-
called.
But
It's not a statutory body
Exactly.
of the ministry.
Yeah.
But everything they do, the minister is responsible.
No.
The minister, for instance,
No.
is a member of the board.
And no, I don't. I need to check. I need to check,
Check
that.
the
I need to check. I can check it now.
law.
Yeah, I need to check the NFA law. But the NFA, the National Film Authority,
It's supposed to be an independent.
right, and it has an executive secretary,
Correct.
and so on. And it's supposed to be run by filmmakers. The chairperson of the National Film Authority is from the industry, and so on. So it's not an agency and so on under the ministry, even though it will get support.
Next week, I
it will
wish
get
you
support.
do come here.
No,
when
I
we
will,
bring the law.
no, I do. I have
Because,
the
for
law.
instance, you know that Socrates
Yes.
is the chairperson of the
No, classification.
classification
but
committee.
but that is under the authority, under the National Film Authority.
Yes, but Socrates is chairperson by virtue of the fact that it was the Minister for Tourism who was supposed to be chairperson. And the minister nominated Socrates in her stead.
No,
Yes.
I think we need
No,
to.
Yeah,
I
we
just
need to,
wish
but
we
it's
had
not.
the chair.
But it's not. It's not one of the. Let's move on.
We need to check that.
The next one.
Whether it's-
You mentioned Socrates, so let's move on to the National Commission on Culture.
Right.
Vision to respect, preserve, harness, and use cultural heritage and resources to develop a united, vibrant, and prosperous national community with a distinctive African identity and personality, and collective confidence and pride of place among the Committee of Nations. The mission, the National Commission on Culture, is to maintain the unique cultural identity and values for the promotion of an integrated national culture, as well as contribute to the overall economic development of the nation.
The National Commission on Culture.
And Sukrit Safo is the director of creative arts there. And the boss is Madam Janet Nyame and Edna.
If you ask me, it's one of the institutions that has been caught in the middle. Why do I say so? The National Commission on Culture was the Ministry of Culture.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The PNDC law 238.
Yeah.
During Professor Higgins.
No, this is from Dr. Abdallah. Dr. Abdallah, Mohammed Ben Abdallah was a chairman and the PNDC secretary.
Yeah.
And he attended cabinet meetings. In fact, all the agencies, if you look at the law, which has not been repealed or revised, all the agencies we are talking about are supposed to be reporting to the National Commission on Culture. However, in 2006, when the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Culture was created, and the Honorable S.K. Boafo was made minister, because he was the regional minister for Ashanti region, and he was brought in there. You tended to have a situation where there was a conflict, because the National Commission of Culture was again operating again as a ministry with Professor Hagan as chairman, and then Mr. S.K. Boafo as minister. And then from there, the ministry thing developed. So you had chieftaincy and culture, then tourism and culture and so on. And the Commission on Culture has been left there structurally without a redefinition of its mandate. So, and all the institutions now report directly to the ministry. All the agencies report to the ministry, not to the National Commission on Culture anymore. So it's been caught in that thing. So the National Commission on Culture's mission has to be looked at and what role it's supposed to play. For me, if you ask me, it should be the lead implementing agency.
I agree.
Of the ministry, and so on. But it has to be completely restructured. Totally restructured.
Yeah.
For it to be able to play that role. And of course, when you're talking about the other institutions, you see the overlap of functions also. So it has to be properly looked at. And then its relationship with the ministry, and so on. And the law 238, PNDC law 238 is still in existence. And it's a very old law, and so on. And I think that, so that's the situation. Of course, the problems of the Commission on Culture are enormous. The same issues.
Exactly. I mean, Sukrit Safo hasn't been, quiet about it at all. He's been pretty explicit. Emphasized all the frustrations and the fact that there was not even enough money to even do their business, and all those things. So I keep wondering, all these things we've mentioned, all these agencies we mentioned, everybody has finance problems. Why do we have them?
It makes us feel good, like we are doing something. You see, when you look at the kiosk that houses the National Commission on Culture,
I think that's unfair. That is not a kiosk.
It is what? Container.
It's
I virtually had a spot there. It was not an office. I had a spot there.
Is that not the place opposite Kempinski?
Yes. Have you?
No, that's not a kiosk.
Have you gone up? Have you been there?
It's a building.
That's something that could go down any moment, and if you go there again,
Rasta,
listen.
No.
Take your time, George. Take your time.
Yes.
I am saying that when you go inside there, you see anyway. Let me know.
Let's move on. We don't have time.
So the point is, the Commission on Culture, like Uncle Akunu has enumerated, it's like a huge white elephant assistance now, constitutionally and structurally and all that in the larger scheme of governance. But it is so much of an important ingredient that needs spiking. If indeed we want to sell Ghana the way we want to,
it has to be restructured, to be honest with you.
Exactly,
both in terms of personnel,
exactly.
Yes,
in terms of
because the woman who was bossing the place, the lady, the elderly woman, it really and truly didn't help.
Edna?
Like administratively,
Is that Edna?
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, that's Edna, right?
Okay, I don't know her. I mean, she's not my relative.
Edna
So,
Nyami,
I'm saying that
Related.
this woman, from wherever it is that they, and sometimes you are forced to cite leadership or presidency for appointing some people with no history of like having gone through the mill with regards to our culture and creative arts into certain positions of power, and then it comes at our cost. Because if, for instance, with everything that we are faced with, she had any grasp of what it took to be in that office, we would not be sitting here today, believe you me.
All right. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna leave the last two. That is the tourism authority and the ministry itself for next week, so that we can have proper time. Because for 7 minutes or less on our clock,
didn't touch
we
on
will
the
not be able to.
recruiting, right? Oh, it's not that.
No. So we would come. Let us shelve all for next week since we are totally out of time. But Akuno, let me take your final thoughts on what we've touched on today so far, just before the news team success.
Yes, I think that there's quite a bit of this demoralization in the sector,
A lot.
among staff, and that is very real.
Yeah.
Just because of the lack of support that is being given and the leadership that is offered, by the ministry. I think that the cultural sector needs quite a bit of revamping. It needs a bit of, resource injection. We need leadership that is purposeful, that allows for people to express, their talents and what they have learned, and so on and so forth. But as at the moment, I'm not particularly sure that government is paying attention to the sector, and I think that it can do much better. I always make that point, that sector has to be. There's a lot that culture offers this country.
Exactly.
And I think that we need to be up and doing about that sector.
Rasta.
I was at the inauguration when the Ofriata's company, the National Theatre.
National
Company,
Theatre, yeah.
Yes, when they were being ushered into office, the board members.
Yeah.
The board chairman made in his acceptance speech said that with regards to our culture, we are in trouble. And it sunk. After 4 years, we are no less in trouble. And I would want to seize the opportunity to appeal to the highest, the presidency that, listen, it is not a joke.
Yeah.
I live on the outskirts. I live in the hub of Ghana's culture on the Krapen Bridge. And culture is fast dwindling. When you go to Bonyuri, the biggest billboard in Bonyuri, the town, is a safari bet or soccer bet or betway. It is not a Kente billboard. Today, when you go to the Bonyuri today,
Signages.
yes, the biggest signage there that illuminates during the night and it is one of the betting companies signboard, not Kente. We are in trouble.
Okay. George,
Yes.
yeah, my final take. Thank you for raising giving me the information about
The film.
National Film
Yeah, the
Authority,
National Film Authority, yes.
because I still find it incredibly weird
That it's
if
not.
it's not
Yes.
under the Ministry of Tourism.
Yeah.
Because
No, it is under the ministry, but it is not a
It is not an
it's not a
agency, an
statutory
established
body.
agency.
Yeah,
Exactly.
under the
It's-
Exactly.
When we talk about ministries,
Okay.
departments,
Yes.
and
agencies.
Yes.
It is not
It is not one of them.
So,
Yeah.
But the minister is responsible for its activities.
Yes, they support it. They support
Exactly.
it.
So we'll touch on the rest
that's
next
supposed
week.
to-
All right. So Uncle Ken, thank you very much. Akuno Daka, thank you very much. Kwame Rasta, thank you very much. Don't forget on Sundays the footballers meet at the park. Almost all guys at their joints, church folk share grace, and friends and family come over to visit. But now that you've got MTN Sunday special, you're gonna fly. For only 54 pesos, you can talk and